Episode 4 of Pit Babe Season 2 begins with Babe taking Charlie to the lab for a test to determine what is wrong. As Chris does multiple tests, Babe gets anxious as Charlie is still unconscious. He asks Chris to pull the lug on the tests, but Charlie wakes up. Charlie begs Babe to let him finish since this is important to him. Babe agrees on the condition that if Charlie's condition worsens, they will stop. Anyway, according to the tests, Charlie's powers are weakening, almost gone. On the other hand, our cutie Jeff is still working on getting Alan's forgiveness. He tries to hack Alan's work laptop to get his attention, but it fails. He goes back to our resident love guru, Charlie, and asks for more advice. Thankfully, this time, Charlie advises him to stop keeping secrets from Alan. He advises his brother to trust and rely on his boyfriend. Jeff returns home and sincerely opens up to Alan about his power and his visions. He admits that in one of his visions, he didn't see their relationship working. Still, he loves Alan and chose to stay. Hearing this melts Alan's heart, and they make steamy love. Maybe Charlie was onto something, just forgot to lay out the steps of seduction. The following morning, Babe has the misfortune of running into Billy at his gym. Babe brings up his suspicions about Willie being involved in his accident. Of course, the little flirt denies it and challenges Babe to a spur. Babe happily accepts, as he was looking to punch Willie anyway. They spar for a while, and Babe wins. At the end of the gym session, Babe questions if Willie let him win because of his injuries. He also reveals that he checked Willie's alibi, and he was not behind the accident. At the garage, Charlie excitedly tells Jeff and Alan his plans to give Babe a promise ring. He wants them to get married in the future, but Jeff and Alan tease him about the proposal. After Charlie leaves, Alan asks Jeff to consider marrying him. Jeff asks for more time to sort out the issue with his problems. Back at the lab, Pete successfully seduces Chris. It turns out Chris doesn't mind a little attention from him either. They get hot and heavy. Please, give us a moment to pick our jaws off the floor. That love scene was something else. They are about to go for round 2 when Kim and Kenta pull up. Chris leaves while Pete talks to Kenta. Kenta is worried about what Tony is up to. The next day, Kenta takes them to the place he remembers being abandoned by Tony's boys. He feels Tony's hideout must be close. As they investigate, they see a black Nissan pull over and park under the bridge. The driver seems to be waiting for something, so they confront him. He manages to escape, but Pete takes 2 samples of what the guy was delivering to Tony's men. They take the samples to Chris, and he reveals that they are the same components they are using for their drug. They start to worry why Tony would be making a skill-nullifying drug and how they can stop him. As they talk, Jeff has a vision of Tony. He falls and starts nosebleeding. A few moments later, he tells the others that Tony is making a skill-enhancing drug. The scene cuts to Tony's lab, where another person dies during the grueling tests. After a long day, Charlie takes Babe home to celebrate his birthday. Babe is touched, but was hoping for a real engagement ring. He wants to cuff his man down, and we can't blame him. Back to Tony, he meets with an old acquaintance who is currently a minister. The minister wants Tony to deliver more people with power in return for protecting Tony's secret. Tony agrees and asks Manit to get the doctor to escalate his research. Manit grows greedy and starts making demands. Tony agrees, and as soon as Manit starts walking away, he asks Winner to kill Manit. Even though Winner hesitates, he still bashes Manit's skull in. He walks back to give Tony his walking stick. The episode ends with Tony getting up from his wheelchair and walking. Winner is shocked, but Tony tells him the real games have just begun.